It's complete. Here's Brown. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. On second down, here's Barkley. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Throwing now. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Broncos get it back as he intercepts him for the second time this game. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
On second down, a run with Williams. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 5. He gets it out left, and it's caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. So the Broncos ride out of here with a win on the road. And it's not quite a full game shutout, Brock, but keeping that other side off the board in the second half, that sure went a long way towards securing them this win. Made things a lot easier for everyone else to operate in the closing stages of the game. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia. It was only opened in 2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. We're just seconds away from getting this one started. And here we go from LA. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And that's good for a gain of 5. That was Asante Samuel Jr. there on the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Option play. They give it to Barkley. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
1st and 10. Here's Hurts. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he'll advance this down to the 38 on that run. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. Hurts setting up to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The conversion unlikely, but the offense is going for it. 4th and 13. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. And that kick a little too well struck. He drives it into the end zone for a touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That's why you often see some high percentage pass plays on 1st and 10. You got to keep a defense honest. They're always looking for a run in that situation and a chance to stack them up for 2nd and long.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Zach Bond with the tackle.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
On 3rd down, Herbert. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So that brings up 4th and long.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They've got a man in motion. On 4th down, they snap it to Herbert. He connects downfield on 4. One of their biggest plays in the game, and it comes on a 4th down gamble.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
That big 4th down call is how we close out our first quarter. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We're back to SoFi right after this. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Charger football. They've got a first to begin the frame. Herbert now off the play fake. Cut near the goal line. And he'll be touchdown after a big play.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you get an explosive play on a drive. In the NFL today, you're typically going to score. With that shot down the field.
And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Chargers get the game's first points here in the second. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Now Hurts. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Second down, Hurts throwing again. Finds him over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. On first down, Hurts taking his shot deep down the field and brought in inside the 20. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles start to fight back with their first points of this game. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles tie this game 7-7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Darius Davis to return it. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Drive starts out with a first and 10. First run of the game for J.K. Dobbins. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Running it again with Dobbins. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. The Chargers trying to make some noise before halftime. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going. And you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. He's keeping it. He's going for it. And he's touched as they pick up that first down on 4th.
One thing you cannot say, Kate, about this offense is they're not bold. That was a bold decision, one they trusted the big guys up front, and they moved the sticks.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Herbert from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they face 2nd and long.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Second and 15. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. He's got it inside the 25. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Herbert throwing again. On target to Dobbins. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
To the air, 3rd and long. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that brings up 4th and long. The Chargers sending out Dicker the kicker to add 3 to the board. From 37 yards in the right hash. Brown's kick is up and good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. On the play fake, it's Herbert. Makes the grab in bounds left side. That play gains 15 and it moves the sticks.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Throwing on first is Herbert. That's complete to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him 13 on that play. And the Chargers will have a first. From the pistol, it's Herbert. Finding Hurst. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Now Herbert again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Cooper to Gene in to pick it off. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. On the return, here comes Davis. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. They've got first down from the 31. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Hauled in by Dobbins. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
And the Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
First and 10, Herbert. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quinyon Mitchell. And he makes the Hefs goal. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with the receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. On the return, here comes Davis. Returns looking good so far. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for first and 10. Herbert back to it after the pick. Finds his back complete. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Offense up to the line fast.
17 yards. And the Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Herbert on first down. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they face second down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Can't connect over the middle. It's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
On third down, Herbert. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Coleman trips right. Go.
Herbert to throw once more. He connects downfield on 4. They find 21 yards and get the first down. Oh, baby, what a call to go for it on 4.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation could create the big play down the field.
Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10.
Hey, easy. We'll go orange. Let's go. Hey.
It's Herbert once more. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. So second down coming up.
Set. 21. Let's go. 59. Crowd right. 5-9. Baylor Tiger. Let's go. Set.
Back to the air, Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Third and just 2 to go. Herbert now. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. So march it forward after they accept the penalty. This drive just keeps on moving. After the penalty resets that marker. Here's Herbert, first and 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers now within 1 score in the 4th. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the...
And he goes down, the pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Now Hurts. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They're running the option, short side. Trying to find some positive yardage. He's across the 45. And he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. It's a full 40 yards on the play, Brock, and a new set of downs. That last shot took him right down to the front of the red zone. Here's 1st down. From the pistol, Hurts. Able to get it to Barkley. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
They'll send him over right. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. He's within striking distance. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles stretch it to a 2-score game in the 4th. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. 1st and 10, here's Herbert. It's the 2-minute warning here in LA. Chargers down by 12. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Ray. Hey, go Lion. Go.
Now to throw. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. He can't hang on to the pass. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
That's complete. It's the rookie from Georgia. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers now within 1 score in the 4th. Lad McConkey with a touchdown. Crucial moment of the game here as the Chargers try for 2.
Chargers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Throwing now. And the pass is successful. That's a little momentum builder as they attack this deficit. Still some time left, most of the 2 minutes remaining. They need to get this onside kick back. And the onside kick doesn't pan out. The Eagles make the recovery. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Handoff headed right, Barkley. And they make the stop, we're going to say it about the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, and they go right back to him. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Here's another carry for Barkley. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. LA uses a timeout here. It's second. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. That's the first down, and he's still going. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles drive their lead to 11.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Elliott all set for the kickoff. And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone. So the football will come back out to the 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Looking to throw it. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles have the football at what looks to be the 37-yard line.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie, right? Just throw it underneath.
Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And off we go from Lambeau. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Here's Hurts to throw. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 41.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Jacobs. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Love. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week, but they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Reed. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd down, here's Barkley again.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Smith will come in motion right.
They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Hurts finding Smith for the Philly first. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Hurts.
And that is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Come on, set. Ready?
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Eagles 3, Packers nothing.
Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Jacobs going to try the middle. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
Play fake. Here's Love. They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
2nd and 12, operating from the 39.
Here we go, set.
Here's Love.
He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. So 8 yards on the completion there, and now it's 3rd and 4. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
Here's a diving catch right side.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Ready. Ready.
Jacobs will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Ready.
One more time with Jacobs.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This Eagle defense, they won't give in without a fight. This is 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Here we go. Check.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Josh Jacobs, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Packers have taken the lead.
Ah, what a luxury it is to be able to call a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. He finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Yeah, especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Throwing is Hurts. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Love now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Black Ultra.
Off the play fake, Love. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a late field goal here. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jahan Dotson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7.
Makes the score Eagles 10, Packers 7. Jake Elliott taking off.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Second down, Jacobs once more. That one a first down pickup of 8. Glove. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's another Packers.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. He's got it to the 43 here. 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And Jacobs, I don't think is going to get there. No, it appears they're going to mark him short of the first.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
6, Madden. Smash, red. Ready.
On 4th down, Love. And that's going to be incomplete.
The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked in and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
Back now at Lambeau. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams. as we get set for the fourth quarter. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. It's Barkley on the counter. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. That is caught. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Eagles are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, it's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
Elliott good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Packers 7. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing. Love. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Love looking to throw it. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Sidney Brown with it, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous.
Five from downtown Denver, the usual 76,000 fans have made their way to Philip and Tower Field at Mile High, the home of the Broncos. Here's the veteran Will Lutz to get us going. And off we go from Denver. And no chance to return this one. through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. First carry for Saquon Barkley. And he'll get ahead for about 3 on the first play from scrimmage. Second and 7. Hurts working in the pistol. That's complete to his running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
On third down, here's Hurts. Open man, A.J. Brown's got it. And he will score. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jake Elliott now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Eagles will take a 7-0 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. First and 10. A first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. Oh, yeah. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. How about 25 yards to start the drive? First down. Play action now. It's Nix. He's got a man downfield. It's Mims. That long one's going to bring them first and goal. He is brought down at the 5-yard line. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That one caught Devon Vele. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. Trying to make a play out of the pocket. Couldn't do it. It's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
I think this is something we're going to continue to see today, Mike, as this game goes along. They're going to make the defense make a decision. Do you want to account for the running back, or do you want to account for the quarterback? In this case, they choose the running back, and the quarterback makes them pay by picking up the first down.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Broncos nothing.
Man in motion is Brown. He's got room to roam. And he will get into the end zone. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Eagles. His second touchdown of this first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Here's Tremon Smith on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Jaleel McLaughlin. Has an opening, past the 40. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using
nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive. You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
And that is incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. The Broncos bringing out their punter. Britton Covey deep for the Eagles. This kick hangs up, and a fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Hurts going to keep it on the option. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. A pistol snap back to Hurts. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. Less than 2 minutes to play in this first half. Greg and I return to Denver after this. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That one knocked away and incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Again, Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Back to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan McMillan.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded of the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold...
A throw right side is intercepted. Picked off by their rookie corner. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick 6 for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Elliott on now for the PAT. His kick is good. And the Eagles will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. He's got his receiver. It's Cortland Sutton. It's a gain of 16, and very quickly, a first down. Now Nick's going to look to throw. That is brought in downfield by Sutton. 17 yards as they hook up again and pick up the first. Throwing is Nix. Quick throw here is complete. Give them 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
That's another Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here's Nix to throw. Left side. That's complete. It's Sutton. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime.
And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Jaleel McLaughlin. Touchdown, Broncos. Will Lutz now for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Broncos get back in it. It is 21-7. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Man in motion is Smith. On first down, it's Hurts. He'll let one go down the middle. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. He was trying to find Saquon Barkley coming out of the backfield. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Hurts will work here from the pistol. That's to the left side and taken in by Smith. And he will have this at midfield, forced out of bounds there. Here's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Taking a shot downfield for Smith. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Hurts will try it again. A pass caught by Saquon. Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their 2nd, as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half.